This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. I want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Noom. In just a moment, I'm going to talk about an offer exclusive to you and my audience that I truly believe will benefit you as much as it has benefited me. Before I get into that, though, I want to talk about what I'm going to talk about today, what I'm going to address today, and that is the concerted effort by many on the right to whitewash, to rewrite history relative to not only the history of the United States in general and matters of race and slavery and all of the many things that we've done wrong. Like any nation, we've got our pockmarks. And there's an effort to change all of that. But today I want to talk about the January 6th insurrection, the failed attempt to overthrow the United States government, to overturn a free and fair American election. It was an anti-democratic movement. And many on the right, are now trying to paint it as a happy family reunion, a tourist event, a trespassing event. Just a few impassioned Trump supporters that got out of hand. And then you've got a faction of people who are attempting to completely rewrite and say that it was a false flag, that actually the United States government had this done, and cast doubt on the integrity of the FBI and the Capitol Police and many others. Marjorie Taylor Greene is chief among them. And she did an interview with the despicable character I'm going to get ready to introduce. But before I get to that, a word from today's sponsor, Noom. Since June, I have made a concerted effort to live healthier. Using a simple and intuitive program called Noom, in just 10 minutes a day, basically the same amount of time about that it takes to watch this video, I can learn so much about my eating and exercise habits and more, as well as how to effectively change them and do it for the better. As we enter into this season of celebration and oftentimes excess, a time when some of us historically put on weight and let exercise regimens lag, we can feel all the more empowered and prepared thanks to Noom. Noom's use of cognitive behavioral therapy and its bite-sized daily lessons make it easy and even fun to stay on track. You too can take control of your health. Start today by taking a free 30-second quiz at noom.com/Dollemore or click the link in the description to get started before the holidays bog you down. There are so many facets of Noom to get into. Noom's super detailed exercise and food trackers, they give me a clearer understanding of how my effort is stacking up and where my calories are being spent. You can even track your daily water intake and gain insights into your sleep habits. Noom also has tons of killer, healthy recipes. And along the way, human coaching is available to help answer questions and offer further encouragement. Don't get mired in bad holiday habits. Head to noom.com/Dollemore now to take your free 30-second quiz or simply click the link in the description to chart your path toward better health. All right, let's get into this. First of all, I have to introduce this character, Darren Beattie. Darren Beattie was fired as a speechwriter in 2018 by the Trump administration for his involvement, his attending of a conference of white nationalists. It should come as no surprise that Donald Trump's administration was filled to the brim with rabid white nationalists and white supremacists. Even during the campaign, Donald Trump refused to disavow the endorsement of the former Grand Wizard of the KKK, David Duke. He fumbled and stumbled around. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what you're talking about. The KKK, David Duke. I don't know. What? So why would it be a surprise to anyone that when he did win and took office, that he would surround himself by people who shared that ideology? The Stephen Millers, the Steve Bannons, the Jeff Sessions at the Department of Justice. Vile. Well, Darren Beattie was one of them. Because of pressure, he was forced to quit. And then they attempted to put him in a position, I'm going to get it right here, Reading from this New York Times article, Jewish group denounces White House pick for preservation commission. Darren Beattie was fired as a speechwriter in 2018 for attending a conference with white nationalists. This week, he was appointed to a commission that helps preserve sites related to the Holocaust. An absolute slap in the face. And now he is cosplaying as a journalist, looking into the events of January 6th in an attempt to completely rewrite what happened. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, it should come as no surprise to anyone, appeared on screen with him doing some kind of an interview where they wax conspiratorial about what took place at the event that we all witnessed with our own eyes and have watched the subsequent footage that has been released. Watch, I'm going to play 3 clips. Watch this first remarkable moment where dumb Marjorie Taylor Greene really shows her hand and her ignorance about many things that she should be knowledgeable about being a member of Congress.
I'm not a violent person. I'd never been in an environment like that, and I couldn't understand it. And it upset me so much, I made a video in the cloakroom when the Capitol was being overrun and people were coming inside. And I was so upset, I made a video in there in the cloakroom and tweeted it out saying, please don't do this. This isn't who we are. We're not the party of violence. You know, that's who the Democrats are. Because I just couldn't understand it. And it didn't make sense to me that it happened. And of course, being a strong supporter of law enforcement, you know, I didn't want to see anything happen between our people and police. And, you know, I didn't like any of that. But I think what bothers me more is perhaps that our own federal government, our own agencies within, you know, FBI or whoever, or we don't know who all is involved, that bothers me deeply. Because I see the Capitol Police, even though a lot happened there, I see them as victims as well because the National Guard was denied. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, and the Sergeant-at-Arms denied having the National Guard there on January 6th, and the request was made days before. So it's like they were set up. And then all these innocent people that were there in Washington, D.C. that day, they were set up. And so it was a complete setup across the board, and now it's created a narrative for the first time ever where we have seen Republicans pitted against police, and that's what we saw happen, and that narrative is being played and played and played and built and built and built in the media, and it's not good because our side has always supported law enforcement. So there's a lot of purposeful plots there that I think we're going to see continued to be used to divide us.
She's indicating that she believes these people who were insurrectionists, violent insurrectionists, were innocent, that they were set up by the federal government. And then she furthers this lie, this conspiracy, that the National Guard, that Nancy Pelosi refused to allow the National Guard in. We know that that is absolutely the farthest thing from the truth. Absolutely false. Categorically conspiratorial. The nonsense continues far and away from implicating the FBI and we don't even know who is involved. There's a lot of that kind of talk throughout this 32-minute interview, of which I've taken like 3 minutes. Watch this next clip.
The people all over the country, not just at home in Georgia and my district, but all over the country are very interested, and they are just thirsting for more information about what happened on January 6th and about what's happening to these January 6th defendants who, you know, have been targeted by the FBI. They've been charged by the Department of Justice, and now they're just rotting away in jail, and they haven't even been to court yet. And so you're absolutely right. If it was truly a free market system where supply and demand reigned what was shown on the news, then definitely this would be the top news story on every single network, and they would be raking in the money on ads because, let's be honest, it's a business. But it's not, and that's not happening. But I think you said something really great. You said just recently, I think it was on your Twitter page, you said that China has state-run media, but the United States of America has media-run state. We're a media-run state. And yes. I can't tell you how much I agree with you. The media controls our policies, controls our elections, or at least they try to. They try to shift people's thinking, control people, who they believe are the bad guys and who they believe are the good guys. And that is extremely dangerous, very, very dangerous. We're 3 branches of government, but we're seeing the media actually act as a 4th branch, and they're very powerful.
It's a word salad. It's apropos of the word salad that we used to get from Sarah Palin, the other conservative dum-dum. But there's a few things in there that she said. One is that these people are being targeted by the FBI. Well, when you commit crimes within the jurisdiction and the purview of the FBI, you get targeted. And then she says they've been charged by the DOJ, but then insists that they're rotting away in jail without their day in court. You don't get charged without a court appearance. And we've already seen jail sentences brought down. So they're absolutely are getting their day in court. Justice is being served. Some, like me, would say not quite enough, but they're not languishing, rotting in jail. They've all got counsel. They're all represented. They have their constitutional right to representation, and they're getting that. And then that last part about in totalitarian states, the state runs the media, but here the media runs the state and they control everything secret. This is just an old anti-Semitism trope, an anti-Jewish trope, that the Jews run the media. She's already gotten in trouble. She believes that the Jews have lasers in space pointing down at California to create forest fires. And now she's saying, in her sideways way, that the Jews run the media and the media runs the country. Gross. Now, for the chef's kiss of ignorance, the next clip where she tries to paint separatist militia groups as the good guys, as she says. Watch this.
If they started early on targeting militias, and let's talk about what is a militia supposed to be, the state militia. They're given the right to bear arms and a well-regulated militia. This is our Second Amendment. So a militia, patriotic Americans consider the militia to be the backup. We consider our state militias to be the backup. These are the good guys. These are the ones that are going to come in and protect us, especially if our government were to become tyrannical. So if this is the case where there was a strategy implemented to target the militias and over time to build them up to be the so-called domestic terrorists living amongst us here at home, this falls directly in line with the left's intense and long-term plan to get rid of our Second Amendment rights. They want nothing more than to take away our guns and our right to bear arms.
All right. Margie, I hope you're listening. I'm going to take you to school, girl. The Second Amendment states, as you, I would hope, well know, that a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Right? That's what it says. A well-regulated militia. What is that? It must be just some nebulous thing that no one knows what it means, right? Unless you go to 10 U.S. Code, Section 246, where it states that the National Guard is the organized militia. You want to talk about the good guys and the heroes and loving the troops, but you don't have any idea what the organized militia is. It is baffling to me that a group of individuals would elect this person, the most ignorant among us, to represent them in Congress, painting a conspiracy narrative trying to rewrite history because her people did something reprehensible. I mean, she's saying that they're innocent, but then also not involved or set up, or that there were plants in the crowd. I mean, you can't have it all the ways. Pick one way and stick with it. Gross. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can email me daily at dollemore.com. Thank you for your time and attention today. I appreciate your engagement with my content. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, like and comment. Here's a comment for you. Ready? Marjorie Taylor Greene is a dum-dum. And I don't care how you spell dum-dum. If you appreciate what I do, you get some value out of it, please consider supporting my work here on the platform. For as little as $1.99 a month, you can become a channel member by clicking the join button below this video, seeing what's involved, getting involved that way. Or you can head on over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both those ways are great to support what I do here. You can make a difference. Follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you there. I'll see you guys next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.